Do your cards feel a bit flat? Stick around because I've got 2 super simple tricks that add instant impact. Today's ideas are all about creating a strong focal point, and today that focal point is a bird. And my first one, I want to create a floral background, but within that background I just want one of the flowers to be coloured and the rest is going to be sort of muted, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. So this layering stencil set has 2 big blooms in it. I'm only kind of using one of the blooms, so to work out where I needed to sit it on my card panel, I just held the main design in place, and then I could overlay the flower itself. Because it's layering, this flower is on one of the stencils, but the other stencils are the ones that build the whole background design. Now I wanted my base colour of my flower to be quite muted, so I'm using a larger blending brush. I find I can get a lighter coverage with this, but you can make your blooms as bold or as bright as you want them. If you don't have a layering background stencil like this, you can simply create your own background using stencils or stamps and still create a focal point where you just make one portion of the whole image coloured. Now I did use just the layers that come in this set, and by looking at the packaging I can actually see which portion of the background I want to keep coloured. So I thought it'd be really nice to have one bloom and just the leaves that surround it, and also I included one of the buds. When it came to colouring the remainder of the stencil, like I said, I want this to look different. I want my focal point to stand out. So I'm doing this in some greys. Now you can either just leave it as one layer of colour, but because this was a layering stencil set, I actually did decide to come along and add the different layers of greys over just one set of the leaves. And I realized here that I had missed a layer of the green leaves here, so that was easy fixed. I just put my stencil over top again, masked off the sections I didn't want to accidentally ink blend over, and come in and added a darker color. So you can actually fix layering stencil coloring with ink blending if you need to. And always remember that your ink blended colors, because we're using dye inks here, as they dye into the paper they will become lighter. The other thing I want to mention is that you don't have to use these background stencils as they're intended. I actually moved a few of the leaves around the edges and filled in some of the gaps on my card front. I didn't want to cover the whole card front. I just wanted sort of that left portion to be coloured. So you can mix and match your images to get the exact look that you want. And speaking of images, we're onto the bird now, and this is a layered die cut bird. I've simply cut it out of some 80-pound white cardstock, and to add colour, instead of ink blending, I've grabbed a few of the artist markers and I could have coloured the cardstock first and then cut it out, but sometimes I prefer to do the die cutting first and then add the colour, and that way I can see exactly where it's going to be, and I can always use my colourless blender to help blend or mix the colours if I need to. And one of the things I like to do is use liquid glue to adhere my little pieces together. And when it comes to the really tiny little pieces here, I had them, when I die cut them, I put them on a piece of a satin, like the low tack tape, but it's on the sticky side. And then I can come in and add my colour that way. I could have cut it out of some coloured cardstock, but I find it easier to do this way. The other thing you could do is use your marker directly onto the die cut bird rather than fiddle with these tiny little pieces. That would work as well. And because I'm going to pop this image up, I am adding an extra piece of the die cut bird behind. Now my sentiments today are coming out of the same collection, and I decided to keep them fairly bold and did some white heat embossing on some black cardstock. And this set has quite a few larger sentiments and some small sub-sentiments as well, so you can use them individually or mixed together. And there's also a coordinating die that you can get. So I did cut that out and added one of the sub-sentiments to the design, and that way I can sort of pop up my sentiment in the same area that my focal point is. So basically my flower, my sentiment and my bird are all going to be in one section, creating one focal point. And I do like to work on a separate piece of lighter weight cardstock and attach it to the front of a card. I find that I get better ink blending results on the lighter weight cardstocks, but whatever works for you. And if you look now, you might notice how much lighter those ink blended colours look compared to when I first did them, especially those greys. They were looking very dramatic initially when I coloured them. So we're on to our second technique now, and this time we're doing a spotlight silhouette technique. So this is a very large background silhouette stamp. Now I'm using the same grey inks here and inking out the whole background because I'm basically just going to be using the leaf images around the side. So the greys are going to be in the background again. Now I wanted the bird in the center of the design, but you could obviously put your focal point wherever you want, but I want my focal point to be in the center. So I came in and just moved the background image and added some leaves around the edge of the design. And it was really good to use the stamp wheel too here because it wasn't fitting on my other stamping tool as it was. And then I did forget to mask off a certain portion, so I did accidentally double up a part of the stamping, but I'll show you how I fix that in a moment. To create my focal point, what I wanted to do was create a coloured circle of the same image out of the centre. So I started by making it's almost like a sunset background, so I'm using some of the pinks and the blues and just doing a really light colour for a sunset in the pinks and blues. I normally would do clouds in white, but I thought it'd be fun just to change it up and have these colours just to help the whole focal point stand out a little bit more. And then I came in and I actually stamped the same image again. I only really want that bird portion or the centre of it, and I'm using some black ink this time. Now I could have used a darker grey if I wanted to, but I wanted this to be much bolder. And one of the great things about black inks is it's very forgiving. If it doesn't stamp perfectly, you can always come in with a black marker if you want and just fill in any areas that don't stamp perfectly. But this is a pigment ink, so you're always going to get a much bolder result with that. This is the obsidian ink. So I grabbed one of the nesting circle dies and kind of visualized it over my background panel and then matched that exact sort of shape. I was a little bit of eyeballing here. You could be more perfect if you want. The other idea is you could do a 2-for-1 here. You could stamp out a whole coloured panel and a grey and white panel and reverse the image, but I just wanted that centre portion and I really didn't think of that until later. I kind of don't forward plan enough sometimes. So I did draw in that extra leaf where I stamped the extra leaves just on my circle and then cut my panel down, and that sort of hid that double stamped area that I did and fixed that problem. The other thing I did consider was doing a black border, which I thought looked nice, but in the end I just kept the white background and kept it fairly clean and simple. Having the bird as a center focal point with that coloured background, I just think it gives it a really pretty design, especially because that same image flows through onto that grey background. You don't notice it straight away. And it's just one of those fun details you can add to a card. And look at me here. I can move gems around for hours. I literally moved it 0.1 of a millimetre, I think. But anyway, you get where I'm going with this. I'm sure I'm not the only one that does that. And all together now, our first card with the selective colour for a standout focal point. All of our elements are grouped together, including the sentiment, the bird and the flower. And we used ink blending and alcohol markers for this. And the second design where we use the same colours, but this time we have the bird featuring in a spotlight silhouette technique with that blended cloud background. Let me know if you have a favourite card today, or if you're going to try either of these focal point techniques and maybe even include a bird of your own. And I've got 2 more videos here for you to enjoy featuring birds, and I look forward to seeing you there. If you did like today's video, please click on the thumbs up button, and if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's totally free. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.